Hello viewers, this is the Ugly Asian Guru once again welcoming you from Australia. Today, what we are going to do is just to discuss a three-step listening strategy for you. This is what we call the golden chain of listening. Three top tips along with a few golden techniques for your listening part of the IELTS test. Plus, there will be a demonstration of how to apply these authentic UAG techniques, and we will use an actual IELTS test for that. Hope you would enjoy the session. The first and the most common mistake we ever make in the listening part of the IELTS test is we try to listen word for word. We always attempt to listen A to Z of a conversation or a monologue. While we're in the test, we try to understand every bit by bit. However, if you listen too much, your score would be too less. So try to listen 50% only, but score 100%. Alternatively, if you listen or understand 100%, probably you would end up scoring 50% only. But how? Well, that is why you are watching this video. Okay, to start with, let's talk about the UAG's three-step listening strategy first. The first step is to read ahead, which means start reading questions even before they begin the test. In fact, you would get about 30 seconds while they are giving an intro on IELTS. Then they would start part 1 and give you another 30 seconds. So, utilize these 60 seconds to read the questions and understand what the questions are asking. In other words, understand what information you need to fill in the blanks the IELTS questions have. Next is underlining keywords. Well, do not underline too many keywords. Many learners underline the whole question, which literally does not make any sense or help them while they are listening. Therefore, underline 1, 2, or at best 3 keywords only. While selecting the keywords, check for any signposts such as symbol of dollar, pound, etc. or prepositions like in, at, or on. So these will help you determine what you would need to complete the sentences. Finally, listen only for specific details rather than understanding everything they say. While listening, browse your eyes on the keywords while keep your pen on the blanks. So, you do not need even a fraction of a second to start writing your answer. Remember, for every question, you need to wait only for the specific information they are asking for. However, if you understand that you have missed an answer, skip that question immediately and go to the next without delay. Quite often, learners miss an answer and keep thinking like, did they say X? Or was it Y? Was it a place? Or was it a thing? So while they're thinking, they simply lose the track and eventually miss a series of questions. So don't wait too long for one question and skip as you need. In summary, read ahead, number 1. Second is understand what the questions are asking for. Third is mark your keywords and wait for specific information only. Now, many of you often struggle while choosing the right keywords. In our previous video, we have discussed three categories of keywords. However, let's talk about the most reliable keywords very briefly. For listening section, we predominantly need the most reliable keywords. The category which I mentioned in the very beginning, the most reliable category of keywords. This category includes, as you can see, names of persons, numbers, percentages, capitalized words, abbreviation, processes, or any words in italics, or could be the second group as well, like three-word phrases, any word in the complement position, any direction. This can be used. However, very rarely you may need to use verb and other parts of the sentence. Anyway, on that particular topic, about keywords, we have another video. I hope you would be going through that. Okay, so it's time for the demonstration. Let's apply the tips and techniques to a real IELTS question paper. We have taken a brand new test from Cambridge IELTS 15 for our demonstration. As you can see at the very beginning, we need to write one word and or a number for answering each question. So, do not write more than one word or more than number. So, could be combination of one word and a number. But don't write two numbers or two words. So, let's start our three-step listening technique. First, we need to read the question and understand what it is asking us to write. Then we would underline the key word or words, and finally we would wait for specific information. So what we'll be doing first is to read questions and underline keywords together. Okay. The first thing we need is to take a tool for writing or underlining. See, the question number 1 says name of agent, and we have to write the surname of the person, Becky something, and then calling time. So best time to call is in the. So what is in the meaning? In the morning, in the afternoon, or in the evening, not at noon or not at night. So you understand that the use of preposition and article is important. So we have to just check whether we have a preposition or any article that is demonstrating specific type of information. Next, let's see what's next. Okay, next is number 3. Must have good something skills. So must have or have some skills. Great. So now we have to go to number 4, which is one something. Okay, usually is important because it's an adverb. Is it usually or rarely or sometimes? So this is important. Usually at least one something. Jobs are usually for at least 1 year, 1 month, one something. We cannot write months, weeks, or days, or whatever. Anyway, so usually and one would be our keyword. Could be at least as well, but definitely one is very important here. Now we'll be writing something in the blank here. 1 week or 1 month or 1 year, as I mentioned. Next is question number 5. Pay is usually pound something per hour. So how many pounds we have to write in here? Pound is a keyword and per hour is also a keyword. So per hour rate will be written here. Next is number 6. Wear. Okay, we have to wear something as a dress. We cannot write pants. We have to write something like shirt or whatever, singular. An interview is definitely another keyword. So where and interview would be our keywords. So number 7 is asking for must bring your something to the interview. So bring is a keyword and then interview is another keyword. Finally, if we talk about number 8, they will ask questions about each applicant's something. So like apostrophe S is a possessive, so something belonging to the applicants. So questions would be about applicants something. Number 9, okay, this something you receive at interview. So what I'm receiving, I have to write here, and the interview is also important, and maybe benefit, right? Okay, yes, benefit. So it means that during interview they'll be providing us something, and that would be very beneficial for us. Number 10 now, less something is involved in applying for jobs, right? So jobs, no, less something, less money, less time, whatever involved in applying. Yes, applying for jobs. So we have to figure out less or more. They'll be saying something about that involved in applying our jobs. Okay, let's go back and start our listening test. And we have to wait for specific information while our eyes would be on the keyword and our writing tool would be on the blanks. Okay, let us start. This is the writing tool I've taken, and now it's listening time.
Test 1. This is the IELTS listening test. You will hear a number of different recordings, and you will have to answer questions on what you hear. There will be time for you to read the instructions and questions, and you will have a chance to check your work. All the recordings will be played once only. The test is in 4 parts. At the end of the test, you will be given 10 minutes to transfer your answers to the answer sheet. Now turn to Part 1. Part 1. You will hear a woman phoning a friend to get information about a job agency. First, you have some time to look at questions 1 to 5. Now listen carefully and answer questions 1 to 5.
Hello, William. This is Amber. You said to phone if I wanted to get more information about the job agency you mentioned. Is now a good time?
Hi, Amber. Yes, fine. So the agency I was talking about is called Bankside. They're based in Docklands. I can tell you the address now, 497 East Side.
OK, thanks. So is there anyone in particular I should speak to there?
The agent I always deal with is called Becky Jameson.
Let me write that down. Becky
Jameson. Jameson.
Do you have her direct line?
Yes, it's in my contacts somewhere. Right, here we are. 07866 510333. I wouldn't call her until the afternoon if I were you. She's always really busy in the morning trying to fill last-minute vacancies. She's really helpful and friendly, so I'm sure it would be worth getting in touch with her for an informal chat.
It's mainly clerical and admin jobs they deal with, isn't it?
That's right. I know you're hoping to find a full-time job in the media eventually, but Becky mostly recruits temporary staff for the finance sector, which will look good on your CV and generally pays better too.
Yeah, I'm just a bit worried because I don't have much office experience.
I wouldn't worry. They'll probably start you as a receptionist or something like that. So what's important for that kind of job isn't so much having business skills or knowing lots of different computer systems, it's communication that really matters, so you'd be fine there. And you'll pick up office skills really quickly on the job. It's not that complicated.
OK, good. So how long do people generally need temporary staff for? It would be great if I could get something lasting at least a month.
That shouldn't be too difficult. But you're more likely to be offered something for a week at first, which might get extended. It's unusual to be sent somewhere for just a day or two.
Right. I've heard the pay isn't too bad. Better than working in a shop or a restaurant.
Oh yes, definitely. The hourly rate is about £10, $11 if you're lucky.
That's pretty good. I was only expecting to get £8 or £9 an hour.
Before you hear the rest of the conversation, you have some time to look at questions 6 to 10.
Do you want me to tell you anything about the registration process?
Yes, please. I know you have to have an interview.
The interview usually takes about an hour, and you should arrange that about a week in advance.
I suppose I should dress smartly if it's for office work. I can probably borrow a suit from Mum.
Good idea. It's better to look too smart than too casual.
Will I need to bring copies of my exam certificates or anything like that?
No, they don't need to see those, I don't think.
What about my passport?
Oh yes, they will ask to see that.
OK.
I wouldn't get stressed about the interview, though. It's just a chance for them to build a relationship with you, so they can try and match you to a job which you'll like. So there are questions about personality that they always ask candidates, fairly basic ones. And they probably won't ask anything too difficult, like what your plans are for the future.
Hope not.
Anyway, there are lots of benefits to using an agency. For example, the interview will be useful because they'll give you feedback on your performance so you can improve next time.
And they'll have access to jobs which aren't advertised.
Exactly. Most temporary jobs aren't advertised.
And I expect finding a temporary job this way takes a lot less time. It's much easier than ringing up individual companies.
Yes, indeed. Well, I think I've covered everything.
That is the end of part 1.
So, that was it today. That is it today. That's all today. That is it today from the ugly Asian guru. See you very soon. Thank you and bye.